fat, alcoholic, hookah addict. No, I am not talking about Drake after he got washed by Kendrick Lamar. I'm talking about Luka Doncic. In just the span of a few short months, Luka has gone from the Slovenian savior of Dallas to getting bopped out of the first round of the playoffs by Jaden McDaniels and Julius Randle, which probably had Nico Harrison cheesing from ear to ear because he knew he isn't going to get fired this offseason. Although he still should never be anywhere close to a microphone because he consistently says the dumbest shit and looks like the biggest moron. In fact, you have to be a real special individual to have fans taking legal action against you in court.
About 3 weeks ago, the citizens of Dallas were absolutely betrayed. What happened? Our franchise player, Luka Doncic, who is beloved by the city, absolutely beloved by the city, was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Adelson family has robbed us of a sports legend, and now they want to rob our city of our dignity. Let's make the right decision and send the Las Vegas Sands all the way back to the desert. He's supposed to have a statue.
Stupid comments aside, people might actually not be giving credit for Nico Harrison's basketball mind because it's definitely smarter than his mouth. And today I'm here to tell you why the Dallas Mavericks maybe, just maybe, won the trade. Now, in case you guys don't know the full trade package, the Dallas Mavericks received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. And the Lakers got back, obviously, Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris. Now, listen, I'll be the first to tell you that this haul back for Luka is pretty bad. Straight up. It is pretty bad. Because if we're being honest, the Luka trade should have looked far more like the Paul George trade, which probably still haunts the 5 Clippers fans there are in America. But yeah, as you can see, the OKC basically got their entire future just giving up Paul George. And this is what the trade should have honestly ended up looking like. It should have been Luka for Anthony Davis and basically every first round pick until Luka probably retires. And yes, maybe, just maybe, Nico Harrison should have took advice from a fellow Mavs owner in Mark Cuban on how to negotiate a little bit better. But the idea of wanting to move off Luka Doncic makes perfect sense to me, honestly. Now, I know you guys are going to just go around and call me a Luka hater, but hear me out for a second. Starting at the top, Luka is legitimately one of the worst defenders in the NBA at this moment. And listen, it's fine in the regular season, no one cares, but in the playoffs, when people are playing real basketball, that shit matters and you get exposed defensively if you can't hold your own. People always like to bring up how he has the highest points per game in the playoffs ever besides Michael Jordan. And listen, that's fantastic. Scoring 30 a game in the playoffs every time is fantastic. But if you've given up 32 points per game, scoring 30 don't really matter. It's a net negative at that point. And this was very clearly shown during the 2024 NBA Finals last season when they ran into a Boston Celtics team that was really versatile. They could switch everything. They're very long. Basically, everyone can kind of play every position. It's the epitome of modern basketball at this point. And every time down the court, they were targeting Luka. They were targeting their quote-unquote best player on the team. They were targeting him because they knew it was free buckets. They knew it was easy licks. It didn't matter who it was. It could have been Derek White. It could have been Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. It doesn't matter. Literally every single player was having a field day with Luka, and every person in the media rightfully criticized his play. And you can argue, while Luka was absolutely a focal point of getting them to the finals, once they got there, he was costing them more than he was helping them. Now, I will say one thing. The biggest piece in this trade was Anthony Davis, because I legitimately think if they were able to keep Anthony Davis on the Lakers and acquire Luka, they would become possibly the favorites in the West this season to make it out. Because that is what this team is missing more than anything else. This team didn't need scoring. This team didn't need Luka's great playmaking. All they really needed was defense and rebounding. And that's what was missing. That is what the key factor in winning in the playoffs is. And that is what Nico Harrison is trying to build this new Mavs team up to be. Now, unfortunately, this year, because Anthony Davis does have glass bones, and Kyrie kind of too at this point, they weren't able to really play it out this season. They basically just had injuries the entire year post-trade. But I think this team would have made a lot of noise, and I do believe they would have beat this Lakers team, straight up. I mean, these comments that LeBron gave after last night's embarrassing loss show that maybe LeBron didn't really want to get rid of AD. I think LeBron's really happy that Luka's here, but I really don't think he wanted to get rid of AD, or else why would he say this? Like, LeBron's smart. He realizes how important Anthony Davis is to a team, especially considering he won a chip with him in 2020. And now, oh man, I'm going to talk about this one for a little bit. We finally get to last night's loss. You could say one thing about Luka losing to a pretty great Boston Celtics team in the finals. He had a good playoff run. He kind of low-key carried him. I mean, Kyrie did his thing too. Kyrie played exceptional, and he wouldn't have made it there without Kyrie. But like, Luka was clearly the driving force of the Mavericks playoff run last year until the finals. And we saw what happens when he gets exposed versus a good team in the finals. And listen, it can happen when you get that deep, but when you get to when you're in the first round, you cannot be having this happen to you. This is just embarrassing. And I'm not saying Luka in particular should have stopped this, but this is why you don't give up Anthony Davis. And this is why Nico Harrison was so happy with the trade. Was because he realized, oh my God, we have one of the best rim protectors in the game right now who also can score at a high clip and rebound. And that is something that you just absolutely need in the playoffs. Listen, respectfully, if Rudy fucking Gobert is scoring a playoff career high on your team, that is embarrassing. That is, okay, we do not have an answer for this at all. That is pathetic. And again, I'm not saying that this is Luka's fault, that Rudy Gobert had a playoff career high, of which 27, by the way. Like, his playoff career high is less than 30. And this is not Luka's fault, but this is a lack of Anthony Davis fault. This is a lack of Anthony Davis problem. And I can bet on everything. And after last night, if you guys watch the game, you'll bet on it too, that if the Lakers had Anthony Davis there last night instead of Luka, they would have won that game. They really would have won that game. And the series in general would have been a lot more competitive, as opposed to Anthony Edwards dropping his nuts on this team. Which, by the way, if LeBron really is done, and Anthony Edwards really is the Kingslayer that sent LeBron to retirement, what a pathetic way to go out, man. Like, listen, LeBron is the GOAT. He's the greatest player ever. But he has to end his career better than this, man. You can't be getting your career ended by Rudy fucking Gobert and Julius Randle. That is pathetic. So I really hope he does run it back next year. But the Lakers desperately need Rob Lowe in that front office to come through and get them defenders. Because to build a team around Luka, you need strict defense. You need to build the team a certain way around him. And that still may not work. Because let's be honest, like, they got belt to ass by a team they really shouldn't have. The Lakers last night were 6-point favorites at home in the Crypto.com arena. Oh my God, I can't get over how ass that name sounds. But either way, this should have been a dominant win. This should have been LeBron and Luka, elimination game, down 3-1, backs against the wall, each score 30 plus, pop off, go crazy. And instead, Luka shoots them out the game and can't defend a single soul. He was a major reason why they lost yesterday. His presence there and the lack of an Anthony Davis presence. Now listen, Besides from the defense, which I could talk about all day, I love talking about a good D, but the biggest thing besides that is, and listen, people like to make jokes about his weight. I get that, but if we're being real for a second, this is what Luka fucking looked like when he came into the league. This is what he looked like at 19 years old, and now like 5, 6 years later, like this is what he looks like now. And I think people like to underestimate how much health matters in sports, basketball, football, whatever it might be. Listen, for the average person, you and me, we could look like this and live a happy life. We good, we chilling. But like, these men are athletes, man. They got to stay in the best shape or else they actually can't go out there and perform. And clearly, Nico Harrison and the rest of the Mavs front office that are around him every day see his habits. We don't fucking know. Listen. I could not tell you what Luka eats on a daily basis, what he drinks, what he be doing. But clearly, the people that would know that information is the Mavs front office because they're around him all day, and they realize it's been 5 or 6 years. It hasn't been a short amount of time. They realized he likes to eat. He wants to live his life. He lives in Texas. He's gonna eat the Texas food. If y'all ever been out to Dallas, the food is fucking incredible, and that's how he wants to live his life. And listen, that's fine. But Luka's not going to be a guy that plays for 15, 20 seasons. He's just not. The way he moves, the way he eats, the habits he has, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine if you want to play for 10 years. That's cool. That's a long time. But the Mavs wanted to get ahead of it. They're like, hey, his window isn't forever, and we want to win right now. We just tasted the finals last year. We're clearly close. This is the moment. This is when we gotta go for it. So they fucking went for it. And I can't hate. I really can't hate on the move. They know better than we do that he has no plans of trying to get in better shape. And listen, that does affect him greatly because he's even been in injury risk low-key the last couple of years. This year he was hurt. Last year he was hurt. It's becoming a yearly thing where he's not going to play close to 82 games. And you hope that he's there for the playoffs. And that's never something you want with your franchise player, with your star player. That's never a word you want to have is injury concerns for a player this young and supposedly this healthy. So listen, we've all heard that he's fat, smokes a lot of hookah, he has a little D, he has injury concerns. We all have heard the problems from everyone else. The problem that I don't see brought up at all for some reason is Luka is an inefficient shooter. Really. Like his career field goal percentage isn't bad, but that's because he has some really, really amazing games, obviously. But I will say, like, every third, fourth game he plays, which again in a playoff series that's gonna bite you in the ass, motherfucker puts up tour dates. I mean, look at these numbers. I guarantee you, if you're watching this, I guarantee you, if you look at this screen and look at the field goals, attempts and makes, he shot your birthday. I guarantee it. Do you want to know how I know? Because he just shot my birthday on 3/31/25. He shot 6/16. That's my birthday. I'm a Gemini, baby. But I'm just saying, like, it's bad. It's really bad. And it obviously everyone has off nights. That's not something I'm criticizing. But his off nights are terrible. I mean, just look at these numbers. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just showing you guys the numbers. And y'all could do with them what you want. He will literally shoot you out of a game sometimes. And keep in mind, he's shooting you out of this game while playing no defense. And probably complaining to the refs every other play. So why would you even want him on your team, if I'm being honest? Where does any of this come from? Where is the hype? The fact that he can score 30? Like, cool. He could score 30, but like every 2 to 3 games, he's going to give you 20 points on 20 shots. Listen, we all know Rob Lowe really wanted Luka because he's one of the biggest superstars in the league and he's going to sell stupid jerseys, right? But if they really want to make this team work and maximize the last year or two maybe they have of LeBron, and first off, they gotta really convince LeBron to want to come back. They gotta get down on the knees, maybe low key, because he could just hang it up. Why would he want to play on this team? But this offseason, this summer and next summer is absolutely massive for Rob Pelinka. I think he could honestly make or lose his job for the next couple of years off what he does and the moves he makes, he has to fill this team full of defenders. Not even just a big. He needs multiple bigs that can defend and rebound. He needs to get some wing shooters that can also defend and rebound. And also, the biggest storyline with adding Luka was the disappearance of Austin Reeves. Cause goddamn, someone took the trigger off my boy AR-15 in the biggest game of the season. 12 points on 14 shots, 2 for 10 from 3, and 6 turnovers. Nah, more turnovers than baskets is actually insane. But anyways, listen, I don't know what they do with Austin Reeves. I do not think they should trade him. Don't think they should trade him. I think he just had a really bad series. It happens. I know everyone wants him traded now, a part of the Lakers fans. But I mean, listen, Lakers fans will trade literally even their own mother if it can get them the player that they want. But he's clearly the best shooter on this team. You know, and I do think this is one of those situations where he does need to build up a little more chemistry with Luka. Luka is, listen, I've been roasting, y'all gonna call me a hater, I've been roasting him like crazy, but let me say some good shit. He's an amazing playmaker. Like, he be throwing some insane passes behind the head, through the legs, whoop-de-whoop, he is a gifted passer.
Champ, let me ask you about tonight. How do you and your hardball cages from Lakerland plan to put the lid on Luka Doncic and his razzmatazz hop skiddly do on the money-making end of the court?
I don't know if we can stop the skiddly do, but we can just make it tough on both of them. Two great talents, and hopefully we come through with a victory.
All right, I've been ranting long enough. Summarize my story. I think Nico did a pretty good job. He definitely could have got a lot more. That is for sure. But the idea of trading him away for AD, I don't hate it. We saw last night they would have won that game with AD there, but hey, they didn't. Could have said the same thing about the finals last year. Now, let me stop wasting y'all time. Let me get out of here. Listen. You guys know the job market is terrible out there. Your boy's trying to make a little bit of coin. So, if y'all like the video at all, man, throw your boy a little like. Throw your boy a little subscription. You know, comment down below if you guys want me to talk about anything else. I'll talk about literally anything. And, you know, if you're a Luka Doncic stan, if you're a Lakers stan, you're probably not from LA. None of the Lakers fans from LA. Y'all could drop a dislike. Y'all could comment about how much you hate me. Please go crazy. I love debating y'all. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.